In this video, I want to show how to install this water softener system in your house. Don't worry about it. You're not gonna need none of these expensive tools. I'm gonna walk you through pretty much step-by-step direction, and I'm gonna provide pretty much the links of every part and materials that you're gonna need and is required to get this installation done. Now, I'm gonna assume that you already know from where you're gonna get your water source. You know, pretty much here, this house is fairly new, and whoever did the plumbing here actually create a little access point, and the main reason is because it will facilitate any future installation. Now we try to identify what is the studs behind the drywall, and the main reason is because we need to install the bracket for the water softener for the filters, and definitely they're gonna be heavy once they're like full of water. So this is a very important steps, and that's why technically that's what I'm doing here. Now I could have used a piece of plywood, but since I have like this actual solid piece of wood, I decided to go for this one. Now the other thing that was very important, because I don't want to split the board when I try to like just put the screws in, I need to pre-drill some holes on the board, otherwise it's gonna be prompt to crack, and I don't want that. I want to just give you like a little more advice, another tip. If you're doing this for yourself, it's good, but like if you're doing for somebody else, make sure that you pretty much get the price down. When you're gonna do this type of jobs, you gotta know how much you will charge for this, because if it's not, then you not actually let your client know exactly what you're gonna be doing, how much of the installation is gonna be included to, because otherwise your client can be probably demanding, like in this example, he wants me to put like shut off bulbs on each side, you know, like the way you're supposed to have like more complex, more complete installation. And I would love to do that, but like his budget, he was not willing to expand, pretty much go beyond the price that we initially talked. And I told him it's supposed to be going to be a basic installation, straight up just connecting the lines, do the proper installation of all the filters, the bracket and everything, and you know, pretty much test the system, flush it, you know, like this whole thing. And definitely he just want to like get more out of it, and I definitely told him like that I cannot do that, especially because if I want to do that, I need to expend like another extra $120 extra just some parts just to accomplish what he wants. So definitely it was not an option. It's technically impossible unless I'm literally buying this out of my pocket and give it to him for free. Like it doesn't work like that, you know. I try to run a business here. But after explaining him all the situation, he was like, you know what, just go ahead and do it, it's fine. I agree with the price, and you know, the rest is history. Now you're gonna need 1-inch male adapter, pipe adapter. Basically the only thing we had to do here is gonna put some Teflon tape around, and we're gonna put some sealant, pretty much pipe sealant around, as you see right there. This one is ready to be for potable water, so this is make sure that you got the right kind. And again, I'm gonna put this in the description so you don't have to do some guesswork or anything. And just please make sure that you're not gonna like try to over tight. Once you try to install this, you're gonna do by hand because this is made out of plastic. Once it's catch up like some threads, you're gonna continue doing, and when you feel some resistance, do not over tight this. It's a very important step, otherwise you can pretty much damage your whole system. You know what I mean? So it's just something to be aware of. Now here I'm just going to be trying to connect the part right on the bracket. Do not put all the screws, so do not tight all the screws, just I put 2 on each side, and you will see here in a minute why I ended up rotating the part, because one is going to be the inlet and the other one is going to be the outlet. So you got to make sure you got to identify which one is going to be which, and that's why you see here I'm just trying to like see how flexible and how much I can just, you know, like try to bend the lines to make sure that I don't have any problem. Now the other thing we're gonna try to do here is install the filters, and the way it goes is you see water in, and you will see the number 1 first, then second, then third. This is pretty straightforward. Each filter has a number. It's a little sticker outside the filter, so you're gonna be able to identify and not mistakenly install it wrongly. Now one of the most important steps that you should not be avoiding or like missing is just put this grease. It comes with the system. You gotta add it into the gasket. I first put it in the actual base of the filter, you know, shroud, and then I apply it on the gasket as well on the very top. I hope that you can see in there, and I just use my finger to pretty much spread it out evenly. Now don't worry if you miss that step, but most likely it will make it probably a little more difficult to remove in the future, and it can potentially crack the gasket. So that's why it's important you do not to miss that step. Now at this point I already told my client that I need to close the water pretty much. So if you see here, we have like a main water valve in there, so I was able to kind of like slightly open it, and I'll see from where the water was actually coming out. So if you see, I just added some marks in there. That's very important, and it's important that you have this visual too, even you know, you don't by mistake connect it wrongly. Now the other thing I did is rotate. As you see right there, I rotate the lines, and it was possible because it's pretty much PEX B, and those are like clamped really good with this copper ring, and you can rotate it and it's not gonna leak. It's no problems at all, I promise you that. But if it was like maybe copper, it was not, it will be not really possible to do what I just did here. Now here I'm just adding a piece of pipe. This is PEX B, what you can find in Home Depot or Lowe's. I got just like a 2-foot pretty much piece of it. So if you see, I don't need a whole lot. I just pretty much cut it to the right amount that I needed for, and to have the flexibility around. And again here, you know, just gonna like try to add some sealants as well here. You don't exactly really need that. For my understanding, those lines comes with a gasket, but you know, I just want to be extra secure. That's what I did that. So pretty much here I just kind of like properly align each filter, and like you know, snug it like nice, and you don't have to be super tight. If you see right there, that's the numbers that I was talking about the filters, how you know you did it right. Now I guess he was pretty happy with what I did here with this water softener system that I installed for him, and I did actually in the same day. He asked me to install this filtration water system, which was a like win-win situation for me because I was able to actually make more money. Now here's the other option that you have if you want some type of water softener. This is definitely a different system and requires salt to operate, but the other one you gotta use swap filters is the difference. All right guys, and I hope that you enjoyed the content, and if it was helpful, don't forget to give it a like. Thanks for all the love, all the support, and if you want to continue watching my content, it's gonna be to the left, up to the right of the screen. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Now for those who want a little bit more, here's some more for you. Like the only thing I'm going to tell you here is very useful and actually very important to know how to install this type of filtration water system. They're very straightforward, to be honest. The only thing you gotta avoid is any leakage. Like if you see over here, this one comes pretty much with a plastic adapter you see on the top where the actual faucet is. And sometimes they don't have a gasket, and sometimes they leak from there, and you gotta make sure to have the gasket. It's just like a couple little things that you maybe end up failing when you try to install the systems. The systems are easy to install, but just something that only the experience will provide. Now if you get all the way to the end of the video to this point, and if you wanna like, my question is, if you wanna know more about this type of like pretty much this pro press and this short throw press, and even the other one, the one for the PEX A, is very cool. I just recently acquired those tools, so I want to probably make a review on this, and if you really want to hear about it, let me know in the comment section down below. All right man, thank you.